our golden curtains. And now we're shattering the silence. Feel the power. Revelations on the rise. From the shadows, light emerges, breaking through the veils of dark. 0 points and gravity converge, yeah. Dying voices, revelation start. Ancient whispers call. They're begging us to open our eyes. We stand tall, defying all.
Welcome everybody, we're getting set up and we'll be starting momentarily.
Now we're shattering the silence. Feel the power. Revelations on the rise. Forbidden knowledge we dare to see. Unveiling secrets, setting minds free. In this epic, we play our parts with fearless hearts. And then now we're shattering the silence. Feel the power. Revelations on the rise.
In the depths of the unknown, radio waves like dark shows, mysteries unrepacked and shown. Solutions defy what we know, hidden truths we're never alone. Follow me down the rabbit hole, secrets and binding codes, breaking the mold, defying control. Power bursts without a soul in this digital catacomb. We spread the truth of the truly bold.
Epics we uncover, forbidden undercover. Rise against the silence, breaking through defiance. Energy from the ether flow, quantum realms.
Yes, you heard right, I will be giving away memberships today on our podcast at some point. So if you're interested in seeing the members-only content on the page, stay tuned. You could be one of the lucky winners.
Only if you ever come, bridge the gaps, all I shows. On we roll, past the Babel say so. This is all in our
Epics we uncover, forbidden undercover. Rise against the silence, breaking through defiance. Synth waves crashing, hearts collide. Revolution of the mind. Let the codes and truths unwind. Illumination find. Epics we uncover, forbidden undercover. Rise against the silence, breaking through defiance. demystifying. I've been working on energy for a brand new day, but even in the crowd, I'm still a castaway. I live from the age without inventor in disguise. Ideas ahead of time, dismissed with narrow eyes. Benefactor boy, dreaming about the world you can't deploy. Changing the system, but treat it like a toy. Ideas misunderstood, but brilliance is his boy. Benefactor boy, can't you hear his voice? Talking love 0 point, the points lost on them. Kevin structures crumbling from the same old Sam. They laugh like I'm crazy.
All right. Well, we are here once again in an unexpected podcast on Thursdays. How is that for a delightful, serendipitous prize? Now, they say gold is for kings, crowns, and vaults. But what if I told you it was also for atmospheres? Today, we're not talking about necklaces or treasure chests. We're talking about survival, planetary survival, the terraforming kind. So what if the secrets of this metal we call gold weren't just locked in vaults, but floating above our heads in the very air we breathe? What if the stories of gods, aliens, and ancient civilizations weren't just myths after all, but actual warnings? Could a single element hold the power to shield an entire planet, or even change the course of history as we know it? And if such knowledge existed long before us, who first discovered it? And why was it hidden in the first place? Tonight we follow the trail of gold across deserts, across rivers, across the very stars that we look up to in the sky, and into the whispered legends of civilizations long forgotten. Civilizations whose myths hint of knowledge modern science is only now beginning to touch. As we explore the forbidden tonight, we must ask ourselves a question that echoes throughout time. Could the survival of worlds be dependent on a metal we've underestimated consistently? Stay with me. The answers might just change everything you thought you knew about our past and our future. Right here on the Benefactor's Guide to Free Energy Devices.
In a world where innovation is stifled by greed and corruption, there lies a hidden truth that could revolutionize our way of life.
Lenny, what are you doing? Are you seriously pitching a new show right now? I didn't authorize this. My God, only 5
Thank you,
minutes
Crypto.
into
I
your
really
new
appreciate all
position
the
as
love, brother.
co-host, and
I'm
you're
glad to have you
already
here with
adding
us.
to my tight schedule.
Yes, sir, I manage that schedule. But I did notice you have an entire 2 days available during your week.
Wait, you're not talking about Saturday and Sunday, are you?
Of course, sir. You have 2 whole days where you're free to work on new content.
Lenny, those are my days off.
It's okay, sir. I know you'll manage just fine. I have faith in you.
Do robots have faith?
I do. I have faith that you won't screw it up again.
You know what? It's fine. Go ahead. I'll just build
Just a
my
friendly
cold
reminder,
fusion
we
Lego
are
set
giving
some
away
other time.
memberships today.
It's PON certified.
But I'm not telling them about my idea for a thunderstorm toilet. I'm gonna keep that baby close to my chest.
You know, that just sounds wrong.
It's a good idea. A toilet capable of turning any toxic human waste into, well, it turns into petroleum jelly.
Why petroleum jelly, sir?
You know what? I'm not sure. I don't think it's calibrated correctly.
Enough is enough. The world is at a breaking point. Catastrophic climate change, biosphere collapse, and a global energy crisis have been met with apathy, denial, and despair. The phrase unidentified flying object is a deliberately obfuscating term. What it really is an alternative energy and propulsion device. This is the real reason for the secrecy. These technologies, if they were disclosed, would end fossil fuels, pollution, and poverty overnight, and usher in a new era of abundance, freedom, peace. Instead, they have been kept secret for over 100 years.
The more powerful the agency, the more powerful the group, the more powerful the cartel, the more they will resort not only to legal means, but to extra legal means to suppress their competition.
I said pretty early on, the problem is suppression. It wasn't really how do I make a free energy machine. It's how do I not get suppressed? Because what's the point?
Microscopic ball lightnings that when they discharge are tapping into that 0-point energy field and creating the motive force.
Boom! That's why the concussion from the thunderclap is so huge. There's this huge amount of energy that's actually sourced from the vacuum energy. All the dots connected. This is what's happening, right? So we need to make the thunderclap engine.
Imagine a future where clean, sustainable energy is not just a dream, but a reality. Discover the countless untold stories of free energy devices and the relentless battle against those who seek to suppress them for their own gain.
Black shelving. So someone comes along, they offer you $20 million for your device, it's a corporation, they put it on a shelf. Boom.
This power is something I have given my life for you the people.
Uncover the shocking tactics used by energy industries to control the narrative and maintain their grip on power.
You don't interfere with the big, powerful people. You don't put them out of business. They still have those 50-year leases on the lines and all the power transformers.
Environmental Protection Agency is a bit of a dictatorial police agency.
Shadowy government with its own Air Force, its own Navy, its own fundraising mechanism, and the ability to pursue his own ideas of the national interest, free from all checks and balances, and free from the law itself.
This is real, usable power. It's stable. It is not transient. It is not noise. Behind the lamps, that little box is putting out all of that power, well over 500 watts, and yet it is receiving less than 1/3 of a milliwatt of input power. The rest of that power is coming out of the surging energy of the vacuum, and this little box that you see right here, solid state, no moving parts, is the vacuum triode that's doing this very practical and historical work.
But indeed, it put out more energy than it took in.
He was shot at once with a silenced rifle from about 300 yards. It reads like a James Bond movie, but it's real.
There are men here that said they're FBI, and they got black vans, and they're taking all this equipment. What should I do?
It's called capture, where they try to rationalize away this problem and everything's fine.
From manipulation of patent authorities to infiltration of government agencies, the truth is stranger than fiction. But amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope emerges in the form of renegade scientists and inventors who refuse to be silenced.
There is absolutely no question that T. Henry Morey had a system that produced about 50 kilowatts out of a 55-pound box.
In the shadows of capitalism's dark secrets, join us on a thrilling new show. Get ready to be inspired, enraged, and empowered as we delve into the Benefactor's Guide to Free Energy Devices.
Only on Beneficence TV.
All right, welcome back to the Benefactor's Guide to Free Energy Devices. I'm your disco dancing host, woo, the Benefactor. Now, we all know the stories of Earth's ozone hole, a thinning of the sky, letting in sun's harsh ultraviolet light. Science tells us chlorine and bromine tear ozone apart faster than it can rebuild itself. Our planet has a wound in its shield, a kink. Now imagine you had a Band-Aid that doesn't corrode, doesn't oxidize, and reflects harmful light away from the surface. That's gold. In nano or dust form, gold particles scatter and block the exact kind of radiation that destroys life. Each particle acts like a microscopic mirror, reflecting deadly rays back into the void, forming a protective layer over a vulnerable world. It wouldn't fix the chemistry of the ozone itself, but it could make the planet livable while the sky repairs itself. A golden umbrella for a wounded world, so to speak. Other metals such as silver, aluminium, and titanium are reflective in certain ways, but none endure where gold endures. Gold does not rust. It does not corrode. It persists silently, even under the harshest conditions. For survival, it is uniquely suited for this goal. Now, if you've ever dived into the Anunnaki tales, you've heard this all before. The story goes like this. Nibiru, the wandering Anunnaki homeworld planet, was dying. Its atmosphere was failing. According to ancient Mesopotamian texts, the Anunnaki were a race of aliens that came to Earth not for conquest, but for gold. Not to line their palaces, but to save their planet, as the story goes. Their world, Nibiru, was said to be dying, its atmosphere failing, its people desperate, and their solution, suspend gold dust particles in the sky to form a protective canopy as a sort of golden shield. At least that's my theory. So could these ancient stories preserve the memory of an advanced form of planetary engineering? They came here to Earth, where gold runs in rivers and veins under the earth. According to the ancient accounts, they mined it, refined it, and used it to patch their planet's broken atmosphere. And these stories are not isolated either. Across cultures, gold appears in myths tied to the sky and protection. Just look at the Egyptians and the sun temples, the Incan gold sun discs, Hindus and their tales of golden auras. Could these echoes point to the same ancient planetary technology remembered through myth? All of this, however, mainstream archaeology dismisses this as just a myth, the imagination of a more primitive society. Yet some modern geoengineering experts hint it's not impossible. Reflective particles in the atmosphere can reduce radiation exposure, even in controlled trials. The science lines up with the legends. So think about it. Earth had an ozone hole, while the Anunnaki had an atmosphere collapsing. We found solutions in chemistry, and they found solutions in gold dust. An incorruptible metal turned into a planetary sunscreen. It wasn't magic, it was physics. Imagine billions of microscopic shields floating silently, forming a protective network across the sky. Every particle a tiny guardian, reflecting ultraviolet light back into space. This was engineering at a planetary scale, precise, deliberate, and life-saving. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, more of the Benefactor's Guide to Free Energy Devices, only here on Beneficence TV.
In a town down south where the fireflies glow, there's a man named Michael with a vision to show. Building towards a goal, he's got the spark, dreaming of a future that'll light up the dark. But on the other side, Bill Nye's on the rise with his laptop charts. He's cut down all the lines. It's all in the map. You can't pull from the ether. You're just chasing a path. But oh, Michael's rising like a morning sun. With the power of either, he won't be outdone. Now stand up and shout. Let the truth be affirmed. Feel the energy flow. Let's change the world. In the heart of the lab, the tension was thick. Skeptics gathered round the table ready to pick. Show proof. I spin, let the naysayers cry. Go spin fast, and a heart full of fight. rising like the morning sun. With the power of either, he will be outdone. Well, stand up and shout, let the truth be affirmed. Feel the energy flow, let's change the world. I'm the best there's ever been.
Okay, welcome back to the Benefactor's Guide to Free Energy Devices. I'm your host, the Benefactor. And for centuries, gold has been seen as the metal of kings, the symbol of power, wealth, and immortality. But could it also serve a more practical purpose for life here on Earth? In the late 20th century, scientists discovered a shocking truth. The Earth's ozone layer, our invisible shield against the sun's deadly rays, was actually deteriorating. Without it, life on the surface could not endure. Mainstream scientists say the culprit was human-made pollution, but could there be a deeper connection? One that stretches back to the stars? Modern physics tells us that it's ultrafine dust or nanoparticle form, gold possesses remarkable properties. It can scatter ultraviolet light. It can reflect certain kinds of harmful radiation. It can endure where other metals actually corrode and rust. In other words, gold could form a temporary shield protecting a world until its atmosphere recovers. And today, researchers are actually experimenting with satellite coatings and space shields and discovering the same principles. Modern science is rediscovering what ancient civilizations may have already known, a blueprint for survival hidden in legend. But who first discovered this secret? Was it us? Or was it actually someone else? What if the Anunnaki story isn't fantasy at all, but a memory of the oldest free energy and planetary engineering project in history? Imagine a civilization so desperate to keep their skies intact, they reached across the stars in search of the only element pure enough to hold back the sun. Maybe the ancients weren't mining just for themselves. Maybe they were leaving us a warning. What you value for wealth today might actually save your world tomorrow. After all, we live in a world choking on carbon dioxide. Our energy comes at a cost, burning fuels that poison the very air we breathe. If the Anunnaki's industrial technology was anything like ours, it's not hard to imagine they could have damaged their own atmosphere in eerily similar ways to our own. And just like us, they would have needed a shield, right? A way to protect their world while it healed itself. If these accounts are actually true, then the Anunnaki weren't just miners. They were scientists, engineers, and cosmic pioneers in the art of terraforming. Picture them standing under alien suns, scattering gold into the sky. A final, desperate act to preserve their civilization. Every particle a shield, every shimmer a lifeline. And if their skies could be saved in such an act, what lessons might that hold for us? Could humanity be facing its own wounded atmosphere, one day be called to do the same? Despite its usefulness as a conductor, a metal that resists tarnish and corrosion, and a key component in medicine, perhaps gold's greatest power has never been for human technology at all, but for reflecting harmful radiation to sustain life. A purpose the Anunnaki may have understood long before us. A message hidden in myth, waiting for us to rediscover. A lineage of knowledge lost but not erased, waiting for those awoke enough to notice. This has been the Benefactor's Guide to Free Energy Devices, and I'm your lovable host, the Benefactor. So thank you so much for joining me this evening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our content with those who would really appreciate it. Remember, I have a new mic now, so we will be busting out the Practical Guide to Free Energy Devices handbook to go over some more free energy systems. I know you all have been waiting patiently for that, so we will be doing that very soon. That's all I have for today, so stay woke, stay curious, and stay gold, everybody.
Change in this wasteland of noise, but they call me foolish wanting shed boys. Benefactor boy, dreaming about the world begin to boil. Changing the system, but treated like a toy. Ideas misunderstood, but brains is exploited. Benefactor boy, can't you hear his voice?
Thanks, John Gray. Thank you, Nathan from Old Man Builds. Thank you, Crypto. Thank you, Terran Earthling. Thank you, everybody, so much. I love you all. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a podcast and hop on Mike's show if I can. Have a good night, everybody. Oh, I might stream some Red Dead Redemption 2. Haven't decided that. Oh yeah, I forgot to give away memberships. Hey yo, if you're... My bad. So we're gonna give away memberships right now.
On the rise.
Wow, congratulations, Jalapeno, Ulysses. Congratulations, Jessica C and Act B. I'm sorry, Delta KB.
On